Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's video reading. This is going to be for a mini love reading. Okay, and I want to just make sure I have the right person. Let's go into the email to see what your question is. Okay. I would love to know more about a guy who came into my life recently and what the potential is there, or really whatever you see, if it's going to be long-term thing. So there's a certain someone that recently came into your life and you want to know if it's going to be long-term, if it's going to turn into anything bigger. So I'm going to actually use the Golden Universal Tarot, because I use the Victorian Romantic for another client and I want to just start off with a different deck. And I think for the Oracle card, I'm going to also stick with the Enchanted Map Oracle. So we're going to be focusing on this person that came into your life and if it is going to go anywhere. That one. So for mini love readings, they are 5 card spreads. I pull 4 cards from the tarot deck and 1 card from the oracle to kind of set the tone of the reading. Now, the vibe that I'm getting and what Spirit is telling me right now is that you want to rush things. Like you're really eager to get involved and be in a relationship, and it doesn't mean that it's this person in particular, but it just means that you are really, really just antsy and anticipating love. You just want to be with someone and show how much they mean to you and all that. But I feel like you kind of want to rush things. You don't want to go through the whole slow, taking your time type thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull the Oracle card first. This is going to set the tone of the reading. Listening. So you got listening. This is really making me feel like Spirit is telling me how I was saying earlier, that Spirit was saying you kind of want to rush into a relationship. It's like you're eager for a relationship. You're eager to connect with somebody. But the listening card coming up is telling me you really need to take the time to observe and listen and just see what's going on around you. I really feel like this is kind of saying you got to slow it down a little bit. Don't be in such a rush. Don't be, so eager to get things going right away. Things have to take time, and they happen as they are meant to. So for the listening card to come up, it's kind of funny because it's like Spirit is saying, you got to slow it down just a little bit. So let's see what's going on with this guy. So we have the Page of Swords, the 8 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, right off the bat, I can tell you that if you don't slow it down, you're going to scare him away. And I'm saying this because he's coming up, he's being signified here as a Page of Swords. And right off the bat, that's kind of like a red flag to me, because pages are considered young. They're young, or either young at heart, young at personality-wise, inexperienced. They're starting out. They're students, they're learning. So as a Page of Swords to come up, I feel like he may seem like a really good, he may seem like to be a really good thing, But he's not as experienced. And I think that for what you're looking for out of love, just by my vibe, that this may be a good, you know, fling, if anything. But if you're not careful and if you try to rush this person into more, you may scare him away, because we have the Eight of Wands popping up, which is technically a card of taking action, fast forward, you know, quick movement, taking action right away, that kind of a thing. But I really am correlating that with my initial feeling when Spirit was saying to slow down and to listen, that you want to rush, and you're going to be rushing all of these emotions onto him. So as you could see, as the way I'm laying it out on the table, it's kind of like the wands are aiming towards him to hit him in a way. I don't know if you could see that. And he's got his back turned to the wands. Do you see that? So I really feel like it's like you're trying to get his attention. You're trying to get him to notice you and to ask you out and blah, 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 blah. But you're going to come off as way too aggressive if you continue to be persistent that way. You know, sometimes it's nice to be persistent. Sometimes, you know, certain people like that. But in this case, I feel he's very inexperienced when it comes to relationships. He may not have had too many, or you may be, you know, the first real thing possibility. So I feel like it could scare him off a bit. We have the Three of Swords. So this is the other indication to me that if you come off too aggressive and too needy, I'm just gonna say it, you know, because I like to be honest with my clients. If you come off too needy, that's going to be a turnoff. Needy and aggressive, it's not a good combo. That could, like I said, it could scare him away. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles card, which to me is you're very much more experienced than he is. You're coming up as a queen card. And the queen, if you think about the courts, it's page, knight, queen, and king. So as a queen to come up, you're definitely in a different spot in life than he is. He's still discovering his path. He's still discovering himself. You're a little bit more situated. You kind of have an idea of who you are and what you want out of life. And you're very much a nurturer at heart, because the Queen of Pentacles loves to take care of their material things. So I feel like when you get involved in a relationship, you're going to be very involved with this person, whoever it is. Not saying it's going to be him, but it could be anyone. And you will put your heart and soul into the relationship. So I feel like for the Queen of Pentacles to come up as you, it's saying, you know, you can definitely come off as someone you have good intentions for love, but someone like him who's not as experienced may see you as just being very clingy, very aggressive, and very needy for love. So it can turn him off. He may not be looking for anything long term. He may be looking for something that's more fun right now. But as far as long term goes, no. The vibe I'm getting is no. He's definitely not the right one for that. The Fear card, which is the card at the very bottom of the deck, we got the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles to come up as a fear card, this is telling me that you have the fear of having to put in a lot of work and effort into a relationship that may not even last. You fear putting your heart and soul and your feelings on the line for someone to go and break it up in the end. Perhaps you've dealt with breakups in the past. That's kind of giving you a feeling of feeling unsure or insecure about love. So that might be a reason why you fear taking your time, because that was the other vibe I was getting from you, that you're very rushed about this. So I feel like this Eight of Pentacles card is showing your fear of really putting your effort and patience into things, because you don't want to get hurt after putting so much of your dedicated time into it. Which is, you know, yeah, it makes sense. It's a legit fear to have, but sometimes when we fall in love, we have to risk. We take risks. That is what love is. So I feel like Spirit's message of listening right here is telling you to really trust your instincts. My vibe is no, this is not going to be long term. If anything comes out of this relationship with him, it's going to be fun. It'll be fun and quick. like a fling, you know. But it's not going to be anything long term, especially if you have the intention of rushing into things. He's not looking for a long-term relationship right now. He's probably open to dating and all of that, but he's not looking for marriage or anything like that. That's not on his radar. Absolutely not. So I hope that this was able to answer some of your questions. Thank you so much for trusting in me to be your reader. And if anyone's watching, if you would love a reading with me, check the links below for the links to go to my shop. And I will see you guys later. Bye, love, and I wish you all the best.